It's our summer episode.
It's summertime!
Ang muling ginahulat sa kadamaan, saan pa mag-summer man, no?
Gani, kay ang kabataan di dyan, ma-enjoy din sila. Kapit pa medyo nagapanaog na siya ang COVID.
Yes.
Ang pandemic yung padula na. So mga kabataan, malago.
Looking forward to summer. So, hope di kami liwat. Diri sa gihapon sa Yusuki. TLS Plus!
Congratulations, TLS, and to my friends Leilani and Talken. More power to your program, more success, keep it up, and praying for more blessings to come to both of you, to your family, and to your TLS.
Happy anniversary, TLS. God bless you.
Good morning. This is Mary Edely Calopez from the Blessed Virgin Missionaries of Comelec. In these past few years, we have been experiencing different kinds of hardship and difficulties. Starting off with the COVID-19 pandemic, with the typhoon Odette last December, and of course the recent war between Ukraine and Russia, which affects global economic crisis. This situation actually reminds us of our vulnerability as a human being. That there are many times we have been into situation to test our faith. This is a reminder for us to step back and look with our relationship with God. The positive sides of every situation is very essential. COVID-19 pandemic brings about valuable things, such as going back to the root, to the basic, going back to our family. And it also enlightens every individual how important it is to pray, how important it is to cling to our God in these difficult times. Typhoon Odette also brings about the bayanihan spirit, which my neighbor is my concern. What am I going to do to help others? And the recent declaration of war between Russia and Ukraine brings about global economic crisis. But then, we do believe the power of prayer, that one day all these things will have an end. That is why as we celebrate this Lenten season, we do come to mind that we have to pause for a while and see what will be our relationship with God. And we come to ask ourselves, where am I in my relationship with God? Am I praying because I'm going to ask something? Or am I praying because I want to be with my God? And the silence of our hearts in this Lenten season, try to ask ourselves, am I true enough to be a Christian? And am I true enough the followers of Christ? And yesterday, we celebrate the great feast of Saint Joseph, the husband of Mary. He is not just an icon of righteousness, but also a model of a just man. Aside from that, he is a man of discernment and a man of strength. He never leaves Mary and Jesus alone in their difficulties. Rather, he always looks for what the solution will be. And with this, we also try to make it a point that whatever difficulties and hardships that comes on our way, let us not abandon our faith. Rather, we are going to look on what prayer is. And we have to discern and we have to look what the positive side would be. Because it is actually a test of our faith. Only God can sustain us with His grace. And with this, ask ourselves, am I responding to the grace of God? Thank you, and God bless us all.
Happy first anniversary to TLS, the true lifestyle show, hosted and produced by our two generous friends and collaborators, Miss Talken Lizaris and Miss Lailani Alba. I truly appreciate and thank both of you for the effort you made in sharing your time and God-given talent in order to help and to do good to people. Yes, it is 1 year, only a year, but it has already done much good and has benefited many people because of its relevant content and presentations. I too am happy to be one of its beneficiaries. I really love and enjoy watching it. Thank you so much, Ma'am Talken and Ma'am Lani. Congratulations to both of you. More power and God bless.
If there's one thing in our midst, a sanctuary for the travelers, a second home you can call your own, the food and service at its best will make your stay an unforgettable one. Saltimboca, a place closer to your heart, where everyone is a family and everyone is a friend. Saltimboca Tourist Inn. For inquiries, call 433-3179.
Sa TLS Plus, kuhaon nato nini nga opportunity, agod kuhaan man sa iya sini nga mga insights, kag iya sini nga mga opinion o kun solusyon sa pila ka mga vital issues and concerns nga ginapangatubang sa aton subong nga syudad diri sa Bacolod, no? Ini nga mga issues isa-isahon naton pamangkot sa aton sini nga bisita diri sa TLS Plus. Joining us again is Mr. Danny Atayde. Good day, Dan.
Good day, Lailani. How are you?
I'm very, very fine. How about you?
I'm fine. Thank you, Kid. Thank you, Kid, sa pakibitar di sa akon. Thank you. Salamat, Kid.
Good day, Danny.
Good day.
Gusto ko lang sa pakadlawon, kita ko ang Dimple ya. Si Mr. Dimple.
Okay. Istoryahan natin subong. Makabig natin mga importante gid pala nga mga concerns sa ginapangatubang sa kadamaan sa ato mga pamilya every day of our lives.
Yes.
Number one, ako pamangkoton,
Okay.
ang edukasyon. Not everyone ang may opportunity to be educated, no? Especially mga maimol gid naton.
Pero alam.
Pero maalam na mga pumuluyo. Ano
Yeah.
pananawan mo diri?
Well, ang pananaw ko din, no, this is one thing very important. Damo pigado na hindi man ka-afford yun paskwela sila kabataan. Ako gusto ko sila bulikan. Kung taka ako dyan, bulikan ko sila. Because number one, education is need once the economic mas mag-grow ang Bacolod City. We need good children. We need education. We have to enhance the educational programs para sa kabataan natin.
Yes.
Let's never take that for granted. Like I was saying before to some of my friends, no, we should put up like educational programs for college, example, no, engineering. Engineering is a very good investment for education for our children. Number two, health. Nurses. Kita mo, damo mga nurse ka abroad.
Yes.
Di ba la? So we should also put in scholarship for nurses. And these are good, very good for our children, At least may future sila, may boss. Damlag sila, di ba la? Kilalano gid nila.
How do you
Damo pa gid even for the youth,
Yeah.
even for the youth, the youth we really have to focus and help them, in their educational system, no? It's very important because ang ato na bas damlag ang ato kabataan. I have damo amigo sa business sector, no? Now we can always ask help from them. Di ba la? This is also a good thing na kita Bacolod nun, di ba la? We should also help each other. Di ba? Kanugod mas ang talent sa kabataan. Di ba? Not only the government, di ba? But if we can also help them as a private, no? Na makabulig ta sa kabataan in terms of education.
Yeah.
Diba? So, I can talk to them naman.
Okay.
Pwede ko sila story. Pero, sige lang. Abante lang ta.
Isa pa dito ang problema, diri ha?
Oo.
Kung may kidney problem ka.
Oh, yes.
Kamahal-mahal gid ya BFF. Kay ina
Dialysis.
hindi bala ongoing na iyang treatment mo
Yes.
magpa-dialysis ka lifetime. Hasta na lang mabugtuan ka ginawa. Kag isa kinalan ka i-kidney transplant, wala ka kwarta.
Yes.
Anong mahambal mo si ni Danny? Anong
Well,
dapat himuon nato?
Well, actually, kung dumdaman mo na, di ba si Mayor Monico was able to help that time ni GMA to put a building dira sa Corazon Locsin. Okay? This is a kidney center, I think so, right? Which is a very need nato ni ang kidney center, no? Sige lang, but ang akong focus na idayon ko na ang kidney center. Was number one, ang dialysis center is very expensive for our indigenous and for our poor people. May araman sa PhilHealth, di ba? But you still have to buy the medicine after.
Yes, and
Di ba? The blood. Yes, di ba?
I-segue ko na lang ang imo, pero may ginareklamo sa akon.
Hindi yun nato na.
Sa mga kauturan naton nga may mga mental disorder,
Yes.
problema.
Sa pa na.
Buang, hindi kasarangan sang pamilya. Iniya, dan, kalawigo na wala ni nasulbar sa nga
Wala ko na. It can be done because it's structural. So we can build them a mental health facility, improvise, which we can get funding for that.
For free?
For free. Yeah, because
Pati medicines.
subong kasi daan katabok, kailan mabayaran ka do something, do pila, bayaran mo, if your
8,000.
family,
8,000 a month. Tapos may plus the medicines.
Yes, and
Ang
everything.
medicines very expensive na bala
Yes.
BFF ha. Kag ang magsiling ka mental health issues, it takes time pa na bago mag-ayo. Kapin pa
Yes.
kung ang trauma, grabe.
Yes. Well, ari ko di. That's why I'm moving forward. Di ba? Abante lang. We will help on the sectoral areas, especially on a lot of areas. May araman senior citizens, hindi natin pabayaan na ginabilin man sa home for the aged, di ba?
Yes.
Kailangan buligan man natin sila, di ba? For the orphanages,
Mayara
kailangan
kita.
buligan man natin sila. Okay? Especially
women,
for the women, di ba? Women, you're talking about the rape cases. We should help them as well, no? As a mentally ill people, we have to help them as well. Na dapat niyan libre ni tanan.
Okay.
Oo.
So we can work a funding way on systems, not only in the government sector, we can also do a charity system that we can help them on this aspect.
And another thing is sa basura. Paano ma-improve ang collection sa atong basura?
Well, actually sa basura, basically, it's also a problem in different cities man, no?
Yeah.
Ang basura, actually, the only way to enhance this, damo gastorya na mabutang sila sa infirmary. Ang tawag sila, do power generating na garbage, no? But, tell you the truth, no? Ang garbage, how can you improve it? Number one is through the collection area. Okay? It's basically logistics man It's trucks, di ba? You just have to implement more trucks, more garbage collections. Number two, ang dump site. Ang dump site na basically, how will you help the dump site? Segregations. Okay, there's segregations. Plastic segregations, mga medical waste segregation, tas mga other waste materials, segregation man no? But moving forward lang ako na. And the plastic na, we can always convert that. Actually, ang plastic, you can do that into chips. If you have a process, pwede mo siya i-chips. Chips na. And you can sell that to cement factories.
Yeah.
Nobody saw that. And that's a good product. You can do plastic materials, monoblocks, chairs. Kanukon, ginaboy lang natin, pwede natin himunin.
Pwede mausar.
Pwede mausar.
Recycling.
So basically, guidelines lang. But moving forward, I think so, we have to really focus on other aspects na, like, how can we improve in terms of logistics? Diba? Logistics. So how do we garbage collect, from collection from your house to the dump site, and hopefully, makayo na.
And how do you attack our problems sa health services?
Ang health
Access
services?
to free health services.
Well, that's a good question. No? Access to free health service, normally, ginusara na PhilHealth, di ba la? May aramata City Health, di ba la? That's also free health, actually, City Health. But it's just too tight, no? That's why ang akong health services in the program is basically, I want to bring it closer, ipalapit ko gid sa tao. Paano? Barangay level. Barangay level ang plans ko, no? Nga barangay levels. Clustering sa mga lagko na barangays, no? Numbered barangays na may of the 9 lang sila. Out of 7, isa sila ka area, no? You can put up an X-ray area already in those barangay areas. You can put up a bloodletting area, blood testing, bloodletting area. And the bloodletting is need. Ang dugo subong kilananong gid. Very need and blood. So that's why I want to bring it to the barangay levels already. Okay? And then may X-ray, may emergency room. Treat it like an emergency room na may stay-in man. So that's also my handong ko gid na matabo. Kag matupa kita. Improve the health facilities of the barangays. It's a need, especially during the pandemic. No? Hindi ka kalakat sa ospital, dayon, di ba la? Maksidente ka sa bisikleta. Ako, gabay daan ko, madagdag ko sa bisikleta. Hindi ko dahil malakat sa ospital. Hindi ko makato. Wala mo pa testing, di ba la? So, ang barangay levels already, we will have nurses there. Dira na mismo, close to the people, lapit sa tao. Mas mas easy para sa aton. Kung, di ba la? At least you're taken care of na dira mismo sa level na. Kag pwede ka na schedule padala sa ospital kung lain na gina sitwasyon. Di ba la? So, at least bring it closer to the people. Which I've been talking to the barangay captains already about it, and they're very accepted nila na maayugid na ng ina programa na makabuligid na dis Bacolod. Kasi sa aton mga senior citizens man na hindi kagwa, at least pwede mo buligan sa ila balay, katon nila balay, di ba? At least ang barangay na yan, kumpleto na.
Isa pagid. May mga single parent, kisa 60 years old na sila. Nakita ko, nagkanto ko sa Japan, nagkanto ko sa Hong Kong, nagkanto ko sa even sa Amerika, sa mga nag-aobra sa mga McDonald's,
oo.
Iba nagadukoy-dukoy nag-aobra pagyapon. Wala sila yasang age limit for as long as you're willing to work.
Yes.
Sa mga McDonald's, 60, 70.
Yes. Nga hindi ta na ma-apply diri. Kaya harap mo na sa lawas mo yan mo. If you feel you are still healthy and you are willing to work, kaya kinahanglan mo magpakaon, kahit patay na ba na mo. Nga tani mo, unta na tani, nga i-accept na ang mga 60 plus. Gusto pa
Especially
mag-ubra.
nga 60 ka na, Miss Token. No?
Yes. Senior. O, di pa. You don't look senior.
Before I reach this
Token,
age, amo na ang ginahandong ko man
What's your take on
tani.
that, Dan?
Yeah.
Well, totoo na, respeto ko sa mga senior citizens.
Yes.
Because na...
Alagay!
Sorry, Ma'am Token.
Happy to be 60. Yeah.
Okay lang na. But you still look 50.
Yeah.
Di na.
I like you.
Yeah. Anyway, though, ang inayan, in terms of the senior citizen, as my father always told us, you work until you can still walk.
Yes.
Amo
And
na
think,
tani.
diba? So ang atong Himonia program si Moko, that's why I have these livelihood projects coming in, no? Kasi ang amin damo ko may mga sewing for the mga senior na mga babae.
Yes.
Damo ko projects para kasi yung mother ko is really in the charitable institution. So mga Rotary nila sa charity na sila. She's focused on that, no? Until now. Okay? So amo ni mga projects ihatag nato para sa mga seniors, and you're right. Ang McDonald's pwede man na.
Hindi ba lang?
Kaya ginahimo na nila.
Kita ko.
Kaginihimo gid nila.
Yes.
Kaginihimo gid nila.
Sindan,
nila.
especially sa Hong Kong.
Paglakat ko sa Hong Kong, nakibot kuya, abi kuya, customer,
Yes.
gaamo na kadto, isang tray.
I can
Ikaw
also
kuya
have
la.
that here.
Nasa direct nagsilikutan, ay, tami, amo maritani yung Pilipinas.
Kabalo ka, that's national, that's legislative, I think so, di ba?
Yeah.
So yeah, we should give them jobs. Siyempre, nag-retire siya sa obra.
Age discrimination now.
Yes.
Yes.
As long as you can work.
Yeah.
As long as you can walk and think.
Nga masakit ka na, you cannot work anymore eh.
Correct, amugid, di ba la?
Na,
Na-
tani no, matabo na natani
Te,
no.
te, maubra ka na sa McDonald's?
Te, ayaw ko. Miski diin lang kung batulon ako.
So, Dan, do you have special message atod ng mga televiewers sa karon nga nagatanaw?
Oh, thank you, Lailani. Thank you sa inyo, Dua. Thank you sa mga the BFF. Oh, okay, thank you, Gid, sa pag-imbitar di sa ako, no? Salamat, Gid, no?
Thank
Kag
you.
sa Bacolod nun, ako si Dan Atayde. And ari ko di para sa inyo, para magabante tatanan, kag para sa maayo gid ang atong buwas ng vlog para sa atong kabataan, kag sa inyo tanan. Salamat, Gid. And let it be done.
Okay. Thank you, Dan, for your time.
Thank you, thank you,
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Manggida.
everyone.
Thank you, Manggida.
Happy first year anniversary. May God bless you. We pray that more shows will come. Congratulations, Tls!
Good morning, everyone. Evelyn Pimentel here. Happy first anniversary to our palangga, Miss Talken Lizares and Miss Lailani Alba. Every time I tune into your show, I'm filled with love. And it's just an amazing show. Love you guys. Wish you all the best and more shows to come.
Happy first year anniversary, Tls! From our number family. More power to your show. God bless everyone.
PFF, what do you usually look forward to every time in summer?
Well, mag-summer, I look forward to being with my family, my children especially, my grandchild, with some of my friends maybe. But most of the time, totoo, ginigapon, BFF ha, upod ko manigapon ng mga madre, mga pasyente, kay wala summer o hindi nga ang akon pagserbisyo sa Ginoo magauntat, tinan lang gidya. Sige-sige lang, hasta san o nga ginatawag ako sa Ginoo nga para mag-ubra. Kung maski summer man da, winter, wala kaling winter.
Okay. Ako, every time summer, amula pa ning time na libre ang ako ng kabataan
Oo.
sa eskwela, I make it a point na minsan hindi gid expensive gid. May family time gid,
Oo.
makabanding, sang una, sang medyo ayo pang tiyempo, maka-travel ka,
Oo.
even once a year lang.
Yes, nakita
Ay,
ko.
dako gid na bagay nga makaginhawa ka man bala sa tamaan ka busy nga life. Makapost ka, makaginhawa ka, kag makakadlaw ka.
Kay kinahanglan tagid inatanan ang mag-relax man. Hindi lang kay tanan puro ubra. Make us happy bala BFF maski abi pigado no kita no halimbawa. Maski mabakal ka lang da barbecue basta kay upod mo
Correct.
pamilya mo kag abi ara kada kadto ka mo sa lagun kag magharak-hak da.
Di ba BFF sa una, sang buhi pang mga lola ta.
Oo.
We're looking forward magbisita sila kay sigurado may mga juice na silang itimpla. Ang aton pamahaw kasimple lang gid sa
Sa
pagabuhi
una,
sa una ya.
oo.
Makakaon na ta barbecue nga
Ay.
kamote, saging.
Oh, may galibo di sa
Yes.
sa balay nga putulan so nang
Yes.
happy na kuya.
Kaga during that time hindi ginakuha sang social media ang ato nga time, no?
Oo.
We
tama.
really have time to pick up, mag-pick sa mga fruits,
Tanan.
magpagpuksi sa mga bulak, magluto-luto, magpaligo sa una sa ulan, di ba?
Oo, grabe.
The things nga ako kita miss BFF.
Amo na gani nga itudlo taman sa atong mga kabataan, sa mga kabataan da nga lantaw, hindi lang tanan kita nga gakapot kita sa atong cellphone. Kung mag-enjoy ka mo bala, like latawa kami sa una. Ako sa nga akong video time BFF. Kaya ako ya older than you, no. Nagkakampang kami mga piko, tumba patis, mga Chinese garter.
Yes.
Kasadya magpabalhas bala. So basta sa safe lang nga dalan ha. Nga hindi lang ko maipit.
So, amo na bala sa una, mapanabuay pa ka, no?
Oo, kasadya sila iya.
Ay, kada ng mga lagsanay,
Katilaw ka
aswang-aswang.
Diari BFF na katilaw ka nagampang ka man lastik ko kagolen.
Oo,
Tapos dakop damang.
stick pa na lang ang ginapitik-pitik.
Tapos nagsulod ka man sa mga ano kag mahita damang upod
Oo,
sa
kang nagapaibag sang damang. Those were the days nga sa gina-share ko sa kabataan ko. Kasadya gid yan.
Hindi mabakal sa kwarta ang,
Yes.
ang kalipay.
It's not all about money.
Yes, tama.
It's about
Banding, camaraderie.
banding.
Yes, camaraderie.
Oo. Nga subong, kasubo, hindi ko na gid masyado makita ano.
Wala.
But I'm really praying.
Natani mabalik.
Natani mabalik.
Maski like ng sense of balance lang.
Yes.
Aragya po ng social media, kay kadako masang bulig sa lifestyle. Pero at the same time, ibalik naman to ang daan itong nakagisnan dala nato niya sa una.
Yes.
Nga ang kabataan, kabaluman maghampang.
Such happy moments nga aton ginapanumdum every time magasulod kita sa pagsauli nato sa summer.
Hello, I would like to greet Ma'am Talken and Ma'am Lailani for TLS for their first year anniversary today. God bless you and you may continue to inspire more people to watch your TLS program every Saturday. God willing that you will be more available and flexible to adjust with the pandemic time. Again, on behalf of the sisters and in behalf of the lolas and lolas of St. Vincent's Home, congratulations for your first year anniversary. TLS Mabuhay!
TLS, happy first year anniversary. More power to your program and God bless everyone.
Happy first anniversary TLS. Pagka Talken, Ma'am Lailani. More years TLS. See you soon.
Friends, ang akong pag-interviewon sa Bong, isa ka true-blooded Negrosanon. He is very funny. You know why? Because he is a very good comedian. Sikat na gini siya, but he is still so humble. Kabalo mo siya gyapon mag-ulikid sa iya roots diri sa Kabangkalan. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm talking about may palangga, Atak Araña! Atak, Plangga. Okay, kumusta ang pangabuhi sa Manila this pandemic?
Yes, ay tita, Talken Lizares. Okay naman ako subong so far diri sa Manila kay may work since last year. Pero natenggagid aman ako do na nabudlayan gid ko sa pag-start sang
pandemic.
COVID kay wala nato na handaan bala wala sa may nakabalo nga ma-pandemic di bala. So sa tuloy-tuloy nga tumatagal ang pandemic damo-damo ta natun-an di ba damo-damo ta ni-realize mga realization nga dapat hindi tayo naggranat sa before pa para di ba may kasabihan tayo na sa mga matatanda o sa mga maalam nga tao gahambal sa to dapat save for the rainy days di ba pinaka-importante gina kay kung wala ka sang natipon savings so ako grabe gid tita grabe antos ko biruin mo in more than 1 year napakasya ko ang 500 a week 500 kasi ako lang mag-isa mo kasing PE ko wala. Tapos tumigil ang mga trabaho. Mapakasya ko na 1 week. Dira ako na-realize na sang Mayo ang obra, ang 500 kulang pa na isa lang gidya ka mino, sa isa lang ka item nga gin-order mo. Di ba lang ang sudaan? So, pero napakasya ko sa 1 week. So dira ako na-realize nga dapat mag-inot, mag-support.
Actually, abi mo, Plangga Atak, hindi lang ikaw, kita tanan, kalabanan, gid majority of us, kaya nakibot kita sa natabo nga ini. Nananian, gid ko sa imo nga nickname, na I'm sure nickname mo ng Atak. Sino naghatag sina sa ngalan mo, kag sino nag-discover sa imo, kag ano gid ang real name mo?
I was born in Tapi, Kabankalanon. I was raised in Kabankalanon. Galing nag-eskwela ako sa first high school sa Iloilo, tapos nagbalik sa Tapi, Kabankalanon, provincial high school, tapos nag-graduate ko, nag-college ko sa UI, University of Iloilo. Ang akon gidya nga nickname niya sa Tapi ya, Tuto Agot, kay akong youngest mo, Agot, tama? Agot.
Parehas
sa Manila na kuya, sang 1990 ari ko sa Manila, dira ako nag-start sa music box. Sila ni Ate Ay de las Alas at saka ni Kuya Arnel Ignacio ang nagmo-moment mga panahon nila to sa comedy bar. Sila ang pinaka-pioneer namon. Tapos ang ginapakanta ko nila sa stage nga guest lang ko blay kasaka lang para magkanta. Dira na-develop ang akon nga ability talent sa pagpakadlaw. Kay nga natural ko na nga muna kun akon mong gina-encourage ko lang nga what if kung mag-stand up ka. So may movie that time nga Attack of the 50-Foot Woman. So every time na tinatawag nila ako, palakpakan nila Ronnie Araña, our next guest. Tapos makanta na ko, kapadulong nako sa stage dako niguro nga tawo ni si Ronnie Araña dako guro tawo ni basi amo ni sang do Atak of the 50-foot woman tapos ara ako sa tupad nila wala sila kakita asa nga balon ko nila ni ay nandito na pala sa tabi namin Diyos ko akala namin Atak ka yung matangkad yung pala Atak ang taong gasol doon nag-umpisa ang taong gasol naakala nila talaga ang laki-laki pero mukha lang tangki ng gasol. Oo.
Nakita taman ka sa mga pelikula bala. Ano nga mga pelikula na intrahan mo nga daw nagtatak sa dughan mo kag hindi mo malipatan? Ano ang role mo nga daw masiling ka gid nga ini nga pelikula daw hindi ko ni malipat kay do kanami gid. Mayara?
Kay before bakasyon kami pag Holy Week nagbabakasyon kami ni Direk Wen nung buhay pa siya. Ginadala niya ko sa may Karamuan. So that was year 2000. Tapos ang bal niya Atak handa ka na sa big break ko sa imo. Sabi ko, Direk, gunukulbaan naman ko na sang nambal mo. Hindi nga, kaya gusto ko i-join ta ka sa isa ka artista nga from start to finish, ara ka.
Okay.
So ang nagatatakid sa akon, so mga damo gigambal permi, ang bikikang.
Sinupod mo da?
Si Joy Parasi, Lassie, ako tatlo kami itong gabliga balot, bala nga may bata kami gina-adapt. Oo, kay bago ko ato pirmi pusod ko pero mga agi kami nga mga masipag gabulig sa pamilya. Okay.
Oo nga.
Tapos ang nakuha ko award nga tatak gid bisan sa mga big boss kag sa mga dagko mga artista. Ang sa bromance kami ni Sanjo Marodo kag ni Christine Reyes kag ni Aramina.
Pagka abis ga iko bisampol sa anay sing imong single abi kay ka curious sa akon. Ang imo bla single?
Grabe.
Sino
Shit
nag-compose?
mo ba pang from movie? Ano talaga agad
Singer?
Basta I'm so thankful talaga na nabigyan ako ng break kasi kay Derek Wen naka 12 movies ako and then 7 teleserye.
Wow.
All right, composed by Blank Tape. Atak! Tara na, sumayaw at magpag-good vibes. Kalimutan ng problema, let's enjoy life. Kaya dapat happy lagi, huwag malulumbay. Ang lahat ay magiging alright. Oo.
Hangga kanami gid ari ha mamba kita mo nagsaot na gani ko. When abi kanta abi palihog ani ang dandansoy kay may story behind that hindi bala sige sila kun nga.
Oo, nakita nilang amo na obra ko. So ang mga researcher ng mga show sa ABS-CBN before, nakita ko binulong kay Sharon Cuneta. Gines ako kay Sharon Cuneta, doon niya ako ginplanggo. Gingong permiyagi ko kagin pasakot ko nila tanawan ablang Atak at Sharon Cuneta. Ang dandansoy amo ni sa
sige.
Ginsag ko ang sapa-sapa dito sa may kabangkalan. Ang turag soy nga akong ginlagpang ginhimo ko nga linagpang nga do amo na blang sumsuman.
Oo.
So ginalain ko ang lyrics tapos pag Tagalog ginatagalog ko naman kun din ko nga lugar gagto ginailain ko na siya.
More pagid Atak, more blessings. So, what is your message to your fans and to all the people?
Okay, compare ko sa kantang Yesterday, ang aking message sa kanila. Ang Yesterday na kanta niya ni-revive ni Michael Bolton. Huwag tayo mag-focus lang kung nag-down tayo or marami tayong mga experiences na hindi maganda sa kahapon. Pwede ang kahapon ay aralin natin para hindi na tayo madapa pa o kung dumapa pa, mabilis tayong bumangon. Kasi ang kahapon ay yun ang pinag-aralan natin para maging maayos tayo today, para sa future natin mas lalo tayong uunlad at mas magandang pamumuhay. Yun ang advice ko sa kanila. Kung ano man ho ang calling nyo, kung ano man ang mga iminimiti nyo or mga ambisyon nyo sa life, lagi mag-pray kay Lord at huwag tatamad-tamad. Kasi the Lord will bless us kung masipag tayo. Kasi hindi pwede itong one tamad lang tayo na we're waiting for the food na i-feed natin o daw manok bala or ibon or pispis nga ibutang na sa baba. Kinananon tayo mag-ubra So kinananon tayo mag-ubra, samahan natin ng dasal.
Okay, Atak Space Star sa vlog kag sa imo nga TikTok. Of course, we will support
TikTok
you.
Ko, diretso Atak Star.
Yes, we will
Thank
support
you so
you,
much,
Plangga.
Tita.
Love you. God bless.
Love you, Tita.
Congratulations! Happy first anniversary to TLS at to my beloved and palangga, Lailani and Talken. And you will have more of this. I wish for you all the beautiful things and the support of all the people who are watching you. Love you, kid!
everybody, I'm Bebe of the Moments Band. I would like to greet my palangga, Miss Token Lizares and Miss Leilani Alba. Congratulations for your 1-year anniversary of TLS, the best program in town, very entertaining and educational. May the Lord bless the works of your hands. Bye-bye!
Everybody wants takoyaki. By Joel Cruz. All the girls want takoyaki. All the boys want takoyaki. Everybody loves takoyaki. Come on. Choco milk tea. Coffee jelly. Everybody goes to takoyaki. Gyoza karaage. Okonomiyaki. Everybody goes to takoyaki. Takoyaki. By Joel Cruz. Takoyaki. Oishi desu.
Kababayan, si former Commissioner Rowena Guanzon may mensahe sa Women's Month.
So, hindi kita malipat nga na-celebrate ang Women's Month every year, bilog na Marso, pero hindi kita malipat nga ang discrimination sa babae kasi gigihapon. Kaya may mga lalaki gidya nga mga salawayon, nga ignorante, talaye. So, ini nga itong Women's Month, gina-celebrate ta, pero kinalan dayunon, padayon ang pakigsulong sa mga karapatan ng kababaihan at labanan ang diskriminasyon.
Kami naman ang ipaglaban.
Back here sa TLS Plus, mao ang atong bisita subong sa atong sa ulog sa atong first anniversary sa TLS. Mandugay ko na siya kinalagas-lagas. Hala pa siya sa Comelec, kinalagas ko siya. Grabe ka sa ako. This time, wala siya nakapalagyo sa aton. No? Ang ako ni siya lang kumare. 23 anyos pa lang abyan na yun ang kansilia. Ang anay, alkalde sa syudad sa Cadiz. Anay, commissioner sa commission elections. Very viral ang yung mga posts sa karon.
Violent?
We are very glad, BFF Token. Very glad to have with us sa TLS. Giganit at Tiyempo.
Grabe din.
Retired Commissioner Rowena Guanzon.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Good day.
Thank you, Maren, Leilani, and Token. Siyempre, taga-Negros ko yan. Hindi na lang mabilisaya kita yan. Dahil hindi na yung gainampok din yung Bisaya.
Attorney, na-mention mo kanina about PWDs. Why are you supporting them personally? Ano ang status nila sa buong?
In PWD party list, number 54, sila din yung marginalized na sector na wala din sila yung representation sa Congress. First time din sila nagpa-register. Although organized ang mga PWD seniors all over the country, wala sila sang siling tablangan daw national bid na organization. So they're already organized pero wala sila ka-identify sa isa ka sektor din dyan na party list. So now, because of this party list, PWD number 54, Familia, Pasyente, PWD, amo nang gusto sila sa P3. Hindi na
Familia, Pasyente.
Yes, Familia, Pasyente, PWD. Amo niyo na pinatiko, kahit PWD mo, ang mga mo ka na yan, kwarta na yan. Ay kami yung kwarta. Okay. So, kabalo mo ka mo, sang gamay pa ko, ang akong utot sa iloy ko by epilepsy. So, gamay pa, gapiano na siya, kung pila siya makirig. So, gamay pa ko yan, may awareness ako sa PWD. So, ako ni Nablos, may autism. Kagi mo ko yun sa mga depression na. Siyempre, no? Kapag kapatay ni nanay ka ni tatay, ay grabe, depression ko, binulan man. So, I was not able to function normally because nagka-depression ako, di ba? So, kung makita lang tayo sa mga tao, there are really people with great disabilities. PWD, kinalabulitan naman sila sa atong lahi. That's why kinalang na voice in Congress. Now, ang PWD, hindi lang yung PWD ang sektor sa PWD party list. Pwede pamilya, pasyente, persons with disability, children with special needs, people with chronic illness, parehas cancer, lupus, leukemia. Yes. Naso ng mga, especially ang may psychosocial na disability, people na invisible balay lang disability. Ang mga tao hindi pa bigla aware na you should be understanding these people na they're not like you. They don't think like you. They're just different. So dapat the rules are different for them. In fact, they should be protected by law. That's why kasi din ko, maintindihan nga may voice di sila yan in Congress because not only are they truly a marginalized sector, wala din sila yung voice in Congress. Wala sila yung wala PWD sa nagarik na although nag-advocate mo ng ibang na senador, no? Pero unlike women, bala nga daw damo niya tungkol sa women. Ang PWD ang yung mga people with chronic illness, especially sinong pandemic.
Mga cancer patients.
Yes, cancer patients, mga lupus, mga bipolar, yes, mga natrato kita sa mga artists ng Negros na pwede ka mga sika. And you know, they are advocates of persons with disability because they understand how it feels to be different.
So, kaya dapat dili siya sakpan ni attorney?
So, may mga artist ng PWD, may mga artista ng mga bipolar, may mga artista may kabataan na may autism, may like Chris Aquino, si Josh, may she's a child with special needs, si Karen Davila, may bata na may autism, di ba? Si Rachel Harrison, presidente sa Rotary Club Makati, may Julian siya, but he is farming, sunflower farming sa Bacolod. So, ang hamon niya yung nablos, wala bigya yung sa spectrum niya, hindi siya ka-function without assistance. Hindi siya gani ka-eskwela to a normal school. Kaya ang gusto namon na may lahi, although may lahi naman sa buong, gusto namon daw ng budget bigya ang gobyerno, may special school bigya sa children with special needs. Sabi, may mga autism, Down syndrome, mental learning disability, kabataan na pipi kabataan na mga batang bulag, so that they can learn Braille and go to high school and they're integrated. Yung sabi natin, inclusive na education, na kung kaya na nila, integrated na sila doon sa regular na classrooms, pero syempre iba ang method nila, di ba? Because they can also do mathematics, iba lang yung method nila, di ba? So, yun ang gusto namin level ng batas at awareness ng society at kailangan talagang sufficient funds.
So, klaro mo, attorney.
Ang gusto ko lang may baluan, ano sa karon ang estado gid sa aton mga PWD sa aton nga pungsod. Masiling bala naton nga napabayaan sila o wala natagaan sang importansya?
No.
And why is there really a need to push for this party list?
Ini yung sektorya, although organized sila sa mga banwa, wala sila sa mga lahi na support sa ila, depende lang sa mayor.
Okay.
Which sa ako niya, dapat may lahi kita na may require ang mga mayor, gobernador, kag mga government agencies nga minimum 5% sa ila total budget makadto sa PWD concerns. Pare abi sa ang ilang mga mga pabulong, ang ilang mga monthly pension. Kaya kung hindi lang sila kagwa sa ilang balay kang magobra, may monthly pension sila, maski pila lang, kaya makabakal sila sa ilang bulong. ang gusto ko pag ididugang alay, madugang sang discount bala, diskwento sa bulong kag ospital. Para sa mga PWD gidya nga, let's say may ara sila gidya ng code na ay ni mga PWD hindi kiniya kagwa sa ila balay, how homebound gid sila or their children. So ang diskwento would be higher, like 30%. Now mareklamo naman ang mga pharmaceuticals. Amo ni akon by law. Sa balay, mabutang man ta sang tax rebate sa ila. Sample, taas to ng discount, pero may tax na rebate man sila o kung deduction man sila as sellers, di ba? So, give and take lang ta. Basta ang aton nga mga tao, nga pigado, PWD, mga tigulang, hindi na katindog, PWD naman.
Okay.
Mas mabuligan ta.
So, paano kabulig ang publiko nga matibong ini? Mabutang sa katumanan, madayon nga may maga-representar na sa sektor sa mga PWD.
Amo na ginaayo ko nga ni ang tanan, pati talakbahan naman sa pamilya, so ay PWD naman gini nga kilala, neighbor mo daw na, no, upod mo sa obra. Pero tanan man pwede kabutar, ka-vote sa PWD party list number 54. Amo na ginaayo ko, kampanya ako, lambot ako sa Capiz, Iloilo, Dumaguete, mapasibo pa ko gani next month. Mapaanak ko sa Enrique, kag Pontevedra, na ang P3PWD number 54 sa balot, among inyo iboto. Kay baka buligid ka mo, karon. Kasi sila, ay, attorney, may ano na kami, party list na kami na, andan na namon sila eh. Amo ni ayo ko sa inyo, abi, once lang abi, hindi lang abi, kaysa lang, butuha man abi P3PWD number 54, kay para makabulig ka lang sa ila. Abi, one time lang gid nilang eleksyon. Amo na. Para may representante man kami sa Kongreso.
Thank you so much.
By the way, Leilani, I'm a PWD, ha? I have a card. May osteoarthritis ako. At one time, naga-wheelchair ako. Briefly, a few years ago.
Sa tuhod mo?
Yes, because duwa ko knees are deformed. So, to avoid abisin ng mga replacement, injection ako, therapy, inom ako bulong. So, in fact, kung medyo malayo, like mga mall na, no, kung malayo ang lugar, nagasungkot gid ko. Kung mag-travel ako abroad, para hindi ko matumba. So, certified ko yung PWD. May labot nga, may family members ako, nga PWD man.
Attorney, kung may heart problem, consider ka man ang PWD, hindi?
Chronic illness eh. Sabi na yung kuwan ka na, hindi ka na kapabugat. Because ang imo nga function, hindi ka naka-function normally like before, you already have a disability. Di ba? For example, because of a heart disease, hindi na siya karon ka obra. Disability na siya. Disabled na siya.
Kanamigid kay na klaruhan, na-explain sa maayo ni Attorney Guanzon kung nga dapat iga-presentar gid ang mga atong mga kauturan ng mga PWDs. Thank you so much, Attorney, for your time.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much, Attorney. Kag i-support gid naton ang iyan ni Attorney ni nga advocacy. Kay ako yung kapatigid ko sini, kay damo gid sang PWDs nga mabuligan.
Thank you. Magkabalik kami pagkatapos sini.
Iboto P3 PWD ni Attorney Rowena Guanzon, numero 54 or number 54 sa party list. When Rowena Guanzon starts to run, she'll run to serve, she'll serve with love. If you only knew how good her plans, you'll vote for her, she'll serve you right. Si Rowena Guanzon sa Kongreso, siya isa ka maayong nga tawo, may prinsipyo kag handa magserbisyo sa aton isig katawo. Abogada kag Ilongga siya, ang tuyo niya makabulig lang, kapin pa sa aton tanan nga may mga kakulangan. Sino ba na na ining mga tawo nga may mga kakulangan. Sila amo ini ang mga utod ta kay Kristo nga gakinlanlas ang atong dako nga pagulikid kag pagtabang. Persons with disability or PWDs. When Rowena Guanzon starts to fight, she'll fight for truth until the end. She's a woman of integrity, honesty, and bravery. Si Rowena Guanzon may panindugan, siya isa ka maisog nga tawo. Tingog niya kinanlangid sa Kongreso para pihugid pungsod Pilipinas. Kita mag-aayo. So atong tandaan, sa sininga eleksyon, iboto P3 PWD ni Attorney Rowena Guanzon, numero 54 sa party list. Attorney Rowena Guanzon, champion sang mga PWDs!
Happy first year, TLS! And congratulations, Tita Talken and Tita Lailani. More blessings. Kabay nga madamo pa ito mo ma-inspirar ng mga tao. Nagyari kita po sa inyo. Nagkapangamuyong kita sa Diyos. Sa pag-iyas mo ng labinig sa Familia. Nagyari kita siya ng pagtabag sa aton sa Tuloy. Berensang Guadalupe. Ang aton na naiguan. God bless and congratulations.
Hello TLS staff, especially to Miss Talken and Miss Lailani. Congratulations on your first year anniversary. Your show is really so amazing, inspiring, and it's a lot of fun. I wish you the best, all the best, more years of fun and amazing episodes to come. God bless you all.
BFF! Yes! Ari na naman, may ga-feature na naman kita nga isa ka doctor nga mag-share sa iyang knowledge about ang iyang nga gina-specialize.
Yes.
Nga makatudlo sa mga kadamaan kung anong pagahimuon kung magmasakit sa certain type of disease.
Yes, amo gini bilang ginahulat sa kadamaan nato nga mga sumunod, no? Ang akong segment, The Doctor is In, because kadamo gid sang ila sini nga makuha diri.
Amo gid BFF,
no? Ako damo gid ko BFF.
Ako man kagahambal gid pala ang mga doctors, no, tanan sila, no. Kung wala gani ka mo kwarta, kag pigado gid, kadto ka mo sa inyo barangay kapitan. Ngayo ka mo bulig. Kagtuduan ka mo kung diin ano inyong pagahimuon. Hindi ka mo magkahadlok no masiling ka mo makadto ko sa doktor, wala ko kwarta. Hindi. Pangadi ka mo, kadto ka mo sa inyo kapitan, kag buligan din ka mo. Kaya damo kita doctors BFF, nga mayo ang tagipusoon, kung kita nila bala nga pigado.
Why naman ka panukot?
Why naman ka panukot?
Okay. Yari ang among episode, The Doctor is In.
Sharing with you some stress-free tips on leading your company or your institutions by way of understanding the people you are working with or the people under you. So, anthropologists have studied that every 14 to 16 years, generational characteristics actually change. Those born from 1946 to 1964, which means that this 2020, they are 56 years old to 74 years old, belong to the baby boomer generation. Those who were born from 1965 to 1980, which means that this 2020, they are 40 to 55 years old, belong to Generation X. Those who were born from 1981 to 1996, which means that this 2020, they are 24 years old to 39 years old, belong to the millennial generation. The millennial generation is also referred to as Generation Y, the Nexter generation, and Generation Me. So they have 4 names for it, but it's the same millennial generation. Those who were born from 1997 to 2012, which means that they are now, this 2020, 8 years old to 23 years old, belong to Generation Z or the I-Gen. Let me tell you the differences between these 4 generations that you are probably working with now that you are a leader of your company or the leader of your institution. First, let's take a look at your probable board members and owner of the company. Those belonging to this generation are idealistic. They dislike change. And they are the ones who need to be recognized often. You, on the other hand, who is the leader of the institution, is probably a Generation X. You, on the other hand, dislike being micromanaged. And you like to reason out and to balance work and life. The ones below you, majority of your workers would probably be millennials. And majority of companies right now have a workforce that belong to the millennial generation. The millennial generation are those who have been born in a time where instant pancit is a popular thing. So their generation has been trained or has been raised wherein they can get things instantly. That's why they have a short attention span. These individuals belonging to the millennial generation also like to experience. They like to travel. So they like to spend on experiences. They are also the ones who like to post these experiences or their thoughts on platforms like Facebook, Instagram. Last but not the least, that who may be working with you right now, belong to the Generation Z. So these individuals, which make up probably a small portion of your company right now or your institution right now, are very practical, and they are the ones who are focused on saving. In terms of platforms, they like to post their thoughts or their experiences on TikTok, on YouTube, on Snapchat, and Instagram. But again, if those who belong to the millennials are short attention span, the ones who belong to Generation Z even have a shorter attention span. So when you conduct meetings with individuals who belong to this generation, just remember to keep it short and simple, straight to the point. When you also send memos or memorandums, it must also be short ones, if as much as possible in bullet forms. And when you present things to them, you enhance it with a PowerPoint slide so they can see well your ideas, and you make sure that you make summaries. So with this understanding of the different generations that may be working with you, below you or above you, in your company or institution, I pray that you would have a stress-free leadership. So just remember the 4 generations: Generation Baby Boomers, the Generation X, the Millennials, and the Generation Z.
If there's one thing in our midst, a sanctuary Tourist Inn. For inquiries, call 433-3179.
Para sa aming di makalakad, hindi makatayo, at hindi makarinig, hindi makapagsalita. P3PWD, party list ng PWD.
Number 54.
P3PWD, kami naman ang ipaglaban.
P3PWD Party List. Number 54 sa balota.
Ang isa sa pinakabantog ng universidad sa bilog ng kalibutan, ang Oxford University.
Inaiya permi ko gini mabatian. Galing wala ko kakadto dira.
Actually, BFF, abi ko, sa una, sa wala ko ito kakadto, abi ko yung mga university, bala nga usual. Hala, dako, gito sa
Naminami.
Naminami, kaya ba sila kang
Bongga.
Only the rich and famous,
can
and
afford.
ang mga alam-alam na makakuha sa scholarship. Ang
pwede na.
Yes.
Ay, suspigaw ko sa math. Mas wala na out na ko dayon na. Kasi wala ko yung bayaran.
Imagine na, BFF, magtiyog, kakitakan kadako ang mga estudyante from all walks of life. Pero masiling na itong lain-lain nga lahi. Nagabisiklita lang na BFF sa sulod yan, eskwela lang na yan sa
Amon akadako ang ila. Na lugar, na school. Yes. Grabe, BFF.
Tanawon nato nini nga istorya sa aton around
the globe.
The University of Oxford is one of the leading universities in the world. It is a collegiate research university in Oxford, England. There is evidence of teaching as early as 1096, making it the oldest university in the English-speaking world and the world's second oldest university in continuous operation. Getting in is hard, but perhaps not as hard as people think. Oxford offers 48 undergraduate degrees in a wide range of disciplines, from the traditional sciences through to humanities, law, languages, and fine art. The language of instruction at the university is English. The University of Oxford is made up of a central university, 38 colleges, and 6 permanent private. Oxford is ranked within top 10 most prestigious universities in the world. Oxford is one of the world's top research universities and boasts world-class facilities for study and research excellence and innovation, and home to some of the most talented researchers in the world. Some parts of the Harry Potter films were shot in Oxford. Oxford lies along the upper course of the River Thames, 50 miles or 80 kilometers northwest of London. Among the notable alumni of Oxford University are Sir Michael Ernest Sadler, Charles Taylor, C.S. Lewis. Oxford has been associated with many of the greatest names in British history, from John Wesley and Cardinal Wolsey to Oscar Wilde and Sir Richard Burton and Cecil Rhodes.
Ari naman BFF sa aton around the region. Nakabati ka na bala sa ginatawag nga Kilometer 55 sa Don Salvador Benedicto?
Very popular in a BFF. Pero I've never been there again.
Dapat BFF ang akon nga i-feature diri kag tuan mo dayon pagkatapos.
Ay, wala na gali kinalan kay ginalantaw ko na lang yung aton man episode.
Tuman katahom sang Vacation Villas sa Kilometer 55 sa Don Salvador Benedicto.
Baka tuan ko ginalang gida.
Dira gidya ka na makasiling nga makapatawhay-tawhay ka sa imo kamensaran, especially this summer. Daw ka nami
tahom gidya.
Katahom kag
nami sa heart.
Kanami sa heart makaduyan-duyan.
Daw balipatan mo imong mga problema BFF?
Tanawa bala BFF kay ma-agree ka gid sa akon nga malipatan mo imong mga problema.
At ila ka tatuah.
Yari ang report sa aton nga around the region.
TLS celebrated its first anniversary at Maria Kusina. Our invited guests felt the ambience of the traditional old Negrense mansion.
First year anniversary! God bless everyone! Salamat sa tanan naman ng mga sponsors. BFF,
Yes.
sino ba ginawa ko pasalamatan?
Siyempre, si Lord, si God.
Number one ginayo.
Kakalaputa wali. Kakatanan na upunta subong. Thank you so much.
Oo.
And Tita Pat, of course.
Of course, our sponsor.
And of
Okay.
course, acknowledge ko din si Resty. Kasi wala si Resty.
Oo.
Hindi ta kapadayon.
Ay, tanan
Si Tintin.
Si Tintin yun. Ang ganda ba ka kamera mo matis ako, wala si Rusty.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Cheers!
Your true lifestyle.
We had experienced Maria's homey ambience, superb service, fast servings of foods, and delicious array of food. My personal favorite dish prepared by Maria Kusina includes binagoongan na baboy, halyos, and its blue cheese salad. Marilee Bascon Gonzaga, owner of Maria's, share her story on how they started close to 5 years ago.
Well, actually, it was my husband who came up with the name Maria, and he told me that, you know, Mama Mary has manifested so many times in our lives. Why don't we offer it to her? And me naman, I was like waiting for a sign. Until one day, my nephew doctor came up to me and told me, you know, Tita, when I was in the hospital, I was doodling on something and I have a surprise for you. And he showed me the logo that he made, and it instantly struck my heart, and it was really beautiful. And he told me, why don't we name it Maria Kusina Familia? And I thought, why not? And I immediately consulted the family, my children, and also my parents. And when they found out about it, they were so happy. And in fact, my grandmother was Maria Bascon, and I myself am also a Maria. So that's how it came to be.
Maria Kusina is owned and managed by couple Leonard Gonzaga and Marilee Bascon Gonzaga. They have 3 kids, Nina, Tom, and Mariana. Marilee is the daughter of sports icon Dodong Bascon and former Himamaylan Mayor Menchit Bascon. Marilee graduated from Central Escolar University as an optometrist.
I think indirectly my dad had a lot of influence as to where I am now, and I'm just thankful that he was able to impart a lot of tips, a lot of pointers. And in fact, I remember growing up as a kid, I would accompany my mom to caterings, and I would find myself sleeping in one corner. And yeah, those were great memories, and probably that was already their way of grooming me to be where I am now. And yes, my course is actually far from this industry. I'm actually an optometrist, and but I do enjoy now being a restaurateur, and being able to serve a lot of people, making people happy through our food. And I would like to thank all our clients and all those people who keep on coming back, and we will always be happy to serve you whenever you are in Maria.
Maria Kusina Familia is located at 24th Lacson Street, Bacolod City.
Yeah, thank you. And people are actually starting to come right now, since during the past year we were closed for almost a year, and we're just really thankful that the structure of the whole area is very conducive to different groups, as we have an ample garden and we also have different rooms that will cater to different groups. So probably that is one of the major reasons why people come back. And of course, we try to maintain safety protocols to keep them safe, and also we try to maintain the quality of the food also that we serve here at Maria.
Happy first year anniversary, TLS. Thank you for inspiring so many people. We continue to pray that God may continually bless your program, and God bless you. Happy first year anniversary! Thank you and congratulations to Tita Talken and to the Lailani. More power sa inyong address.
Congratulations, TLS family, on your first year anniversary!
Marami pa! See you in the future!
See you!
Hindi lang ito first year, marami pang susunod na years.
Yes.
Ha?
Kapala kami kasama pa kami bumabati o si Ryan. Congratulations! See you again, Miss Talken and Miss Lailani. Bye! Thank you!
Happy to.
Hello, TLS! Happy first anniversary to your show, and also to Miss Talken, Palangga Talken, and Miss Lailani. Congratulations! At sana gumanda pa ng gumanda ang show nyo. Actually, maganda na. Lalo gumanda siguro kung kasama pa kami dyan. And good luck to all! See you again. Sana every year kasama nyo kami sa show nyo. Thank you so much. Bye! Happy anniversary, TLS!
A beautiful sight this summer are the colorful blooming Bougainvilleas. It is a nectaginaceae shrub or vine plant with 80 known species originating in South America. It was first discovered by French botanist Philbert Commerson in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil in the 1760s. The name Bougainvillea was named after his French sailor Louis de Bougainville. In Bacolod, Maribel Yulo Torres therapy is propagating these flowering plants with great gusto and love. Maribel said, Bougainvilleas will bloom on and off all year. Bougainvillea, according to her, is a sun lover, and it will grow best in a full sun position and needs at least 6 hours of full sun every day to thrive. Bougainvillea blooms multi during the months of November to May. Bougainvilleas comes in a variety of colors: pink, purple, orange, yellow, and white.
Good day everyone. Ari ako subong sa pag-interview sa atong pinalangga nga ginabuligan ninyo. Ang isa ka PWD, ang iyang stories ni ka touching, kag igugili siya malipatan. Actually, ginkabig ko na siya nga bata ko. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Maximo Lirazan. Anak ni panawag ko siya mo. Anak Maximo, kumusta ka na subong? Pila ka na ang edad mo subong?
Ang edad ko subong 30 na subong.
Okay, sa nakita ta ka sang una sa Corazon Locsin, atong naakuryente ka kag nautol ang imo nga kamot kag tiil nga sunog gid ka tama. Nga pila to edad mo man do 19? 19 ka to no? Okay. Tiga pasalamat gid ako sa Ginoo. Kag I'm sure ikaw man nga gitigaan ka sang Ginoo sa ikaduhang kabuhi.
Oo.
Bo, 19 ka pa lang to. Mayo kay nakitaan mo kag nadumduman mo pa si Mama Token mo.
Okay.
Oo. Gipangita ako sa FB. Sa Facebook. Nanghulam sa sang mga cellphone sa Tupad Balaya. May lang kay ginbutang ko nga account name ko akon gid. Di nalipay gid ko kay gipicturean niya pa ang wall niya ara pang poster ko. Maximo, to make the story short, gilutdan siya sang kamot kag tiil kay sunog gid. Ari ha, pakita ko sa inyo. Okay? Ara. Okay, kagang yatiil. Okay. Sa kaluoy sa mga Diyos, 4 months ago, I was able to raise sang funds. Kay tani, ipadala ko siya sa Iloilo. Dito sa foundation. Sa ipadala ko siya dito, nag-lockdown tungod sa pandemic. So, wala siya nakalakat sa Iloilo. That's why na-delay. Kaga, ang good news naman, ari, tikuti 4 months na nga ginatago ko ni ang ginbulig ninyo nga kwarta by factors para makalakat si Maximo tani sa Iloilo. Ginapadalaan ko pa ni nurse, ginapadalaan ko pa utod dya, plete. You know, he is from Sipalay. Sa pinakabukid sa Sipalay, no? Hindi ba lang toto?
Barrio.
Oo, sa Barrio. Bukid, hindi ba lang guba na to ganing balay nyo to, mga atop nyo to pag typhoon Odette, no? O, sige. Anyway, so, ginapopdan ko pa na to nurse magkanto to, board and lodging niya 3 weeks, dito sa foundation. Ang good news, ari malagay sa Bacolod sa ato mismo, ari di si Dr. Remo Bion, na nagapang ubra sa mga, panawag sila, prosthesis, no? Anyway, and I want to thank from the bottom of my heart, my good friend, my best friend, my palangga, Doktora Bingo Andrea Torre, kay siya ini ang nagbulig sa akon nga nakitaan ko si Dr. Bion. Maximo, maski sa kabudlay, sa pangabuhi nga wala tiil ka gamot, kakita kung kung ano kakaayo ka bata. Ginabuligan mo ang ginikanan mo, maski ano ka mo kapigado, kita ko gapanag-og ka, gapanilhig ka, maski nagalumpat-lumpat ka. Kag kasakit bala kung daw sa ano bala kasakit pumiro, nga ginabutangan niya lang ni kahoy ang tiil niya. Subong adlaw, ari kami actually sa klinik ni Dr. Bion. Taksa na ni siya sang iya tiil anay, kaya ang kamot niya bulubudlay ni sa...
Damo nga salamat kay Doktora Tore kag sa iban nga nagbulig man sa akon nga matigayon ang akon nya tiil. Madamo gid nga salamat sa inyo. Madamo nga salamat sa Dios ag kay Mama Mire nga gibuligan ako nga gitagaan pagid ako sang ikaduha nga kabuhi para makapanawag sa iya ag makapasalamat liwat sang ginhatag sa ako nya ikaduha nga kabuhi. Madamo nga salamat.
$250 new homes are now rising in various Negros Occidental sites where families lost their homes to Typhoon Odette. These are being constructed by the recipients of Vice President Lenny Robredo's Shelter Starter kits made possible by donations through Tanging Yaman Foundation. Volunteer architects from the United Architects of the Philippines trained the recipients on how to build better, while NVC Foundation is the ground partner for the project in Typhoon Odette battered areas in Kabankalanon, Ilog, Candoni, Sipalay, Hinubaan, and Kawayan. Meanwhile, NVC Foundation also made possible the turnover of Peter Project boats. The Peter Project began in early 2013. The project started as an initiative to provide motored fishing boats to fishermen's helpers who were earning only about 50 pesos a day, but had the potential to earn more if they had boats of their own. Fishermen whose boats were destroyed by Odette were helped by Project Peter. After Typhoon Odette, NVC again reached out to fishermen in need. NVC is reopening the Peter Project to assist fishermen whose boats were destroyed by Super Typhoon Odette. Through St. Peter Project and generous donations from individuals, charity groups, local government, and corporations, NVC was able to help many fishermen reclaim their source of income.
Kag amo naman to ang isa pagin ka exciting na episode naton, the summer episode diri sa mga suki TLS Plus. Ako si Leilani Salaman.
Ako si Talken Lizares.
Be happy, take this opportunity to bond and enjoy with your family.
Relax, enjoy, be happy.
So, hope di kami liwat diri sa gihapon sa suki TLS Plus.